I've been dozing all morning. I just don't feel any motivation to do anything. No matter what I do, I can't get anything tidy. And I did put those, I spent quite a bit of time putting those colourful boxes together, and I used another piece of the wood from those broken drawers to bolster it. I mean, I might as well show you. As I've said, I'm sort of just trying to put more focus into just sort of creating things that don't have to do with what's going on for me, because none of the effort that I put into getting people to not acknowledge my human rights case. So it's not amazing or anything, but I just thought I'd put my clothes in here. I hope you can see that this is just this. I've been into a couple of other people's units, and these doors are really, they don't have these doors. They are really difficult. Like, it's just so impossible. They're just not, like, you should just never have these doors. I don't know what the fuck, other people don't have them. They're just not suitable for very small areas, and I'm really struggling to get clothes sorted out. And I had a delivery yesterday, and it's all fucking wrong again. Countdown has a fucking problem, I'm not denying that possibly I've made a mistake and ordered 2 bottles of lemon juice and 2 things of Olivani. I did order 2 packets of toilet paper and things like that. I ordered 2 soy milks, like those are and 2 coffees. Those are the sorts of things that you do sort of need to double up on. But lemon juice lasts for a fucking year, often. And then I've realised I haven't gone through the list because I've just got too many fucking things to do. And Countdown's delightful when it comes to refunding your money. But it's like quite a process. You've got to go through line by line individually and say what they've missed. And I know that they've missed so much because I'm realising that I don't think they realise that when you order ingredients, often you're meal planning. And so I've got all this stuff, but I don't have tofu, for example. And they gave me fucking dishwash liquid instead of disinfectant. And I just don't care anymore. I don't care, but I want it out of my doorway. And I have a bit of a struggle about what to do with my suitcase. And there's not enough bench space, and I just got fish and chips yesterday, and it wasn't really what I wanted, and I have not eaten it all. But I drank my bottle of wine, and I've got these herbs, thyme and Italian parsley that I thought might make a little garden of for the next people. It's just nice to see some greenery that doesn't die. But I'm just really got no energy, and it's pointless blaming the wine. I've got a bit of a headache and stuff, but I don't drink enough for it to be responsible for my fatigue, and it doesn't seem to matter either way. It's running on a completely different system of fatigue. It's not about the wine. The wine certainly is not helping, but it helps in the short term because it's just palliative from here out. I know there's nothing that's going to happen. MSD has really doubled down. I've gone back politely bit firmly to the privacy officer to correct them, and they say, well, I asked them, and we don't hold your personal information, and they said it's your job to get it. I know you don't hold it, it's your job to collect it and make sure it's all there before you send it on to me. And so I had Cara Walter, who's I was told she was the operations manager. She's not, she's something else, but I'm torn between just leaving the whole fucking mess behind me because the bureaucratic side of things, I suspect that lots and lots of suicides are just suicides of just beer, as I've said, and a lot of the emails are off copy to the office of the chief coroner, and I reckon that none of those. Well, they're not a Crown entity, are they? They're part of the Ministry of Justice. But, any of those types, I'm thinking more of, the independent Crown entities and the other Crown entities, they don't do their job. I was surprised, but in a recognition sense, that someone else had said that, everybody who's tried to get anywhere with the Disability Commission knows that the Disability Commission does not follow the law. They don't discipline doctors who break the law. They want to help you negotiate, find peace together. It's like, no, you guys are tasked to hold recalcitrant medical staff to account legally because they're breaking laws. This is not a personal relationship matter. So I don't know, and it's still amazing. It's still amazing, of course, but it's just like, you should, is there something or other ombudsman? I think there's only 3 ombudsmen. It's not an ombudsman for every issue. No, there's not there's a general ombudsman. I think there's a banking ombudsman, and I think all the other. There are ombudsmen, I suppose, who do different things, but you don't get to go through to any particular one. By they're not in different places. They're all part of the office of the ombudsman, which might even be the office of the ombudsman. I'm not sure, but anyway, whatever. I one of the reasons I don't like talking to people about what's going on for me is they make all these things. They don't listen, and that was me too. That was me too, and it still is me to an extent. But it's no use talking to people who are just going to make suggestions like, "Oh my God, you should complain to this or that." It's like, honey, I did that, in the Jurassic era. Nobody is going to help me. And these government agencies are ganging up on me and closing ranks against me. And I'm sorry, but this is what happens to people, and I think most of the suicides in life are to do with that. And they're still trying to make it a mental health problem, even though it's documented by mental health experts, including a trauma specialist, was Neil Jameson, who's no longer here for me to appeal to, unfortunately. So the cat's away and the mice do play. It's on my medical certificate that I'm suicidal. It's just a farce. It's a farce that they're going through by calling mental health services and police, who just call each other. Everybody knows that I'm suicidal. It's on my medical certificate. It's on my medical record. Why would you ring mental health crisis? It's on my record. Why alert people? It's on my medical record. Lots of people know that. And they know, and it's been determined by these medical professionals that this is not a psychiatric disorder. I don't know what Victoria Hicks is doing. I think that she's sending genuine welfare checks at this point, or, making it happen somehow.
I imagine that she realises that she can't keep up with this ridiculous strategy. People just tend to have respect for, senior government officials, and a prosecutor for police prosecution services certainly, makes that grade. But they're just normal people, and they're often incompetent, especially in the public sector, and they're often malicious as well. So I'm just guessing that Victoria Hicks has realised that there's no good trying to intimidate me. Actually, it's probably quite a good idea to actually send actual welfare checks. But she probably is not paying any attention to the fact that it's out in the open that I'm suicidal. It's all in my medical notes. It has been for a long time. When people tell me to talk to mental health nurses, that's why I just gave short shrift to that pair over there. And yeah, I thought that was quite a funny video that I made, talking to that stupid woman who rang me from police, who was getting snippy with me, and I'm like, to complete that privacy game, I am entitled to know who keeps criminally harassing me by ringing the police. I'm entitled to know that. It's a crime. But if you want to protect the privacy of the criminals who are harassing me, sorry, Chet, I'm protecting my privacy too. And police don't tell you this, but I know. With knowledge comes not power, but the ability to speak truth to power, who then put their boot on your neck. Welfare checks are not in the Policing Act. There's no obligation. When they say we have a duty of care, they don't. They're lying. Secondly, they can do whatever the fuck they want, but as long as they're not interfering with you. So I just say, I've got no obligation to have you here, and you're allowed to say to them, you have to go now. And that's a little polite warning that they're trespassing. Now, I actually, having looked very deeply into my defence for willful trespass, because I wasn't trespassing, but I'm trying to find the right legal terminology. I have a licence to occupy, and as an occupier here with a licence to occupy, which MSD and the motel owner gave me, that means that I am the lawful occupier of this place and I can trespass someone. So the occupier, not to confuse that with the owner. Okay, I'm the occupier, and the owner certainly does. If no one more compelling can be found, then the owner certainly is the person who can say yay or nay. But as the lawful occupier with a licence to occupy, I've got a contract. Police have to leave, and so do mental health staff. Basically, you can come back with a warrant. In the same way with mental health staff, you can come back with a court order to pick me up under the Mental Health Act, but you can hear how I was treated. No one's trying to help me. No one's trying to help me. And I've had that stupid, I'm just a secretary in her, I think it's a little bit put on, but her cut glass accent. She's that fucking bitch that I was trying to get help from when I was at Lauren's, and Lauren was threatening me. And you know how that came out. And she's just like, I'm going to end this call. They just hang up on you. And to me, it's just ridiculous. I'm just a secretary. It's like, well, shit, I was just an administrator in 5 million government departments. And weirdly enough, you get training in the job that you are, taking that support role in. You're not just like a random secretary who knows nothing but secretarial work. You know something about the work you're doing. To pretend that she doesn't know anything about the work she's doing, then why are you answering the phone, you batty old fucking bitch? Don't answer the phone if you don't know, if you're not qualified to answer the fucking phone. fuck's sake, fucking retarded thing to do. If you're not capable of answering a phone call with any level of knowledge about the place that you're representing, then just fucking keep mitts off the phone. And I just still keep thinking there is no recourse for people. There's no recourse. There's nowhere for people to go who are suicidal because of harassment, especially not harassment by the government. And I've deleted my mail app. Maybe it was premature, maybe I should have waited to Saturday. For all I know, because Cara Walter came back to me yesterday, as I said, I complained about not getting my Privacy Act request obeyed. And the Privacy Act request was not just for information, it was receiving information, it was for correction of information. And then they pretend, or maybe she is that stupid, I don't know, but she came back and said the privacy officer and said, you know, as far as she knows, she's provided all the information I've asked for. And obviously that's not true. And if she thinks that, then that's why she shouldn't be the one who does it. It should be the privacy officer. But I don't think she thinks that, because I pointed out that I've asked for an information correction request, and nobody's got back to me about that. Now I don't want to spend my last days exposing them, but yeah, I really don't. That's not. Why am I doing work that's probably going to go nowhere? But you know, if the Office of the Coroner, the Coronial Services, I should say, want to investigate this, then you know, that's a good place to, you know, just make sure that you request all the records from MSD and just see how they've really doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on their abuse of me. I've pointed out specific crimes under the Crimes Act that they've committed against me, and it's all about abuse or neglect of a vulnerable person, and I meet that criteria, and they meet the criteria of being the people who have the duty of care over me. They do. Police don't. Not apart from just, you know, they don't in the, you know, unless it's police work, they don't have a duty of care, and they can fuck off. But MSD, Integrated Services, does have a duty of care to me. That's exactly what they do have, and they have ripped that duty of care to shreds and then stomped it and stabbed it and sent it to Alcatraz. So the mission statements and the, you know, the we care, and if you've got a problem with this or that, or abuse and care, you know, that kind of thing, then there's a where you go. But they don't mean a jot of it, and they know, I assume they know nothing's going to happen to them, because this is repeat behaviour from them that many people go through. And today I don't know if I'm going to be able to tackle this mess. It's the configuration of the place is just like there are no drawers to put things in, and I find that really difficult. I don't particularly like chest of drawers. I do like hanging things, but that laundry wardrobe is not fit for purpose. There are no drawers. I've had to make my own shelves. I don't know what to do with the clothes, and I was thinking about, you know, doing a dummy run of Dying Today, just trying the less arduous process. And then, because I don't have Fahan Sheikh from Lilo here to totally illegally trespass me, because I had a licence to occupy there when I was sleeping, trying to sort of like recover from an overdose that didn't work. And I didn't think it would necessarily work, but it was my emergency thing that I used to carry around with me in the case of being detained by somebody, it would just be like, I'm just going to quickly swallow all those pills and hope that something bad happens. So I didn't, as I said, it looks like a fake attempt, but it wasn't. It was just all I had available to me in a backpackers at that moment. And I just hoped it would work, and I'm surprised that it didn't. I'm surprised that it didn't at least do damage that would have, I mean, not that I wanted damage done, but it should have done some permanent fucking damage. And it didn't, so that's scary to me. It's scary to me. And I've thought, because I've got another concoction of pills from investigating something else which I talked about, and I reckon that would be a pretty good crack, but as I say, I'm just worried that I've got, I don't know if the Methuselah gene is still something people think, scientists are still looking into, but I feel like, have I got that, if I somehow just got this, I was joking about immortality, but I'm just wondering, have I got some sort of fucking super gene that just makes me really, really hardy, like a weed? It doesn't explain how I got sepsis. I spent basically a summer in hospital over, I think, 18 and 19 or 19, 18 and 19 in hospital with sepsis, trying to get sepsis. And yet when I was trying to kill myself with sepsis in the police cell when they were doing these fake suicide checks, by, sawing into my skin and then, trying to get a UTI and stuff, and drinking shitty water from the toilet, what the fuck, I barely broke a sweat, so I'm very, very, very worried, and I'm very tired, and my plan is a good plan, but I don't know if I've got the energy to enact it. I was thinking I could just see if those pills do anything, and then, because it's only Friday, I don't need to be dead until Monday, or, sometime on Monday, because there'll be a warrant issued for my arrest when I don't turn up to court. And I'm not turning up to court, I'm sorry. The response from the duty judge through CMM or GAT was just so, they can go fuck themselves. They are so fucking imperious. As I said to Chris Green something at CMM and or GAT, I said, I am innocent. And I'm not just innocent in that that's a claim I'm making, a truth claim that I'm making that happens to be true. I'm also innocent under the law because I haven't been tried yet. And I am getting mighty sick of being treated like I'm guilty, like I'm a naughty child. The judge has to treat me with some fucking respect. This is revolting. They are public servants. And to just, the response that came back was basically, no adjournment. I can talk about an amicus curiae at the trial, and I can ask about getting the footage from Liu of the illegal police attention I've been getting here then. And it's like, well, I've heard that before at the Tenancy Tribunal. I can tell you that you get told by the adjudicators, and I suspect the judge, that that's not what we're here to talk about. So the left hand doesn't know what the right hand does, or they don't care. So it's like, I'm sorry, but that is so disrespectful, and I'm not taking that disrespect. I'm going to be dead. And I have deleted my mail app, and I'm just not concerning myself with that anymore. But I do worry that I haven't left enough information. I've left plenty of information to damn people, and if the justice system works, for them to be imprisoned, but and for a big media storm. But that's just not what's going to happen, and I don't know if it's worth, because my time is my own now, and I feel like maybe I should put more effort into dissuading myself that it's not my duty to leave any more evidence, and to I think that's what I need to put my energy into. If I have to put energy into this, it has to be into dissuading myself that it's my responsibility. Court orders can be made for that information. It's not my job to spoon feed it to people who don't care. It's the hostile audience thing, and that's what I've said ever since I discovered, SB, but I discovered it and I learned it very well. Do not plead your case to a hostile audience. They're just not going to listen to you. Jordan Peterson said, if people aren't listening to you, stop talking. You're just disrespecting yourself and you're wasting your time. The thing that, just makes me sad is that I've had to spend so much money going to the doctor to try and get, some, the proof that, because they have to, the judiciary and MSD have to take into account the medical conditions. But it hasn't worked, and I've just had so many other things that have been neglected. I think I said I've got something it's not a UTI, it's some sort of infection, and I don't want to be gross, but I don't think it's, there's no, horrible discharge or smell or anything like that. But it's just this stinging, and it feels a bit a UTI, and I can't afford the energy or the time to go and get any medication for it, or to go to the lab and get it tested, because you can't just hand out medication. And I've just been using salt, which is antimicrobial, and of course it's a very unwise thing to do medically, to insert salt into your vagina, because it's just a blast. It's just going to blast all the bacteria that's in there, including the bacteria that keep it clean, healthy, and that holds it for a while. And then I've just been using an iodine paste that I was given when I had that abscess, and I was getting it treated in the community, and I was given a lot of very intense antimicrobials, so I've been using that, and it only just holds it for a bit, and it's sort of painful, and it feels like it's going into my, it feels like it's passed through the cervix now. And I just think, it's just, and I keep getting these blocked ears, and I think I've got a sinus infection again, and I've just had a sore foot for the longest time, and I don't have any opportunity to really look after myself. The only self-care is just getting rid of the body altogether, and I don't know where my mind is going to go. I don't know if it's part of my soul, but I don't think so. And I still think there must be a soul, but I don't care anymore. I just need to go. And I don't feel good today. But I'm just... I can't. I think I've got anhedonia, that's part of depression, or it can be the beginning of depression. I can't even really think of anything that I want to do. I can't think of anything that would just be a nice way to spend my time. And I'm just thinking, do I just do it today, just because today's as good as any.
But I've got to get up and I've got to have a coffee and, you know, like, wait for the Ritalin to kick in and the clonazepam to kick in and just, you know, get on that, just get my brain together, get a brain that approaches something like the brain now the people have, you know, just try to patch up the injuries and sort of, I still want to pour some love into my home and I do want to die in my bed again, because this is my home, as far as homes go. But I ideally need to go elsewhere, because I don't have the full resources here, and I can't dick around this time. It's got to be. It's got to work. It has to work. I'm gonna have to hit it with all kinds of different things this time. I can't risk it failing, because all I'm gonna do is just come right back into this hell. Nothing's gonna change. You know, maybe I go back into hospital for a night, but they're not gonna take care of me, you know, like they just kick me out again. And then I have to have another way to try to kill myself. I can't keep getting the nerve up and I can't keep thinking of new ways. I've got to really make sure this works. And the thing is that I don't have endless resources, and I don't want to just fucking open a vein, you know, like, I really don't want to do that. Anyway, I'll post this now because it's nothing that nobody doesn't know. When I do it, I may or may not film a little bit of it just to release later. I may or may not. I think maybe at that point it's just going to be very private, because it's like being by the bedside of a terminally ill relative. You know, that's what I'm doing now, and I'm the only one I have.